Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Dean with Masterpiece of Gold and Silver, and we have the second part of this collection to go through. As you remember, Uncle Stan's collection of coins here, just a small part of them. But before we get started, please remember to like and subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications so you get up-to-date content from us, and please remember to share our videos with folks that you think would enjoy them. Well, right off the bat here, we have a 1945. Got some other ones here. 53. Not too shabby. 1964. 1963. And a 1958. Let's keep it going here. Let's see. Let's keep going with the small cents before we get into those large cents. There's just a few in this tube. Let's take a look. 1966. 65, 61, that's not too bad. Ooh, a 40, that's a little older one, George the 6th here. That's nice, that's a nice piece. What else we got? 45, also a George the 6th. If you remember, George the 6th is Queen Elizabeth's father. Here's a young queen. 1949, George the 6th. 64, this will be the young queen. And 56, also the young queen. So let's go into this bigger container here. Oh yes, that's right. These are the two 1944s on top. So like I was saying before, the 44 in a little bit higher grades. Here you go. You can see here. I'll put up the pricing. It just jumps up in price a little bit. It goes with the price more of like the 1938, 1941, and the 44. It's because those years had a lower mintage. I think the 1944 Canadian 1 cent was right around 44 million, while the years previous and after, they were all more like in the 78, 80, even as high as 82 million. So that's one of the reasons why they're a little bit more sought after, because you don't see them as much. That's a nice 66. Let's keep looking here. Another 41 and 45, both George the 6th, the grandfather of the current king, King Charles III. Let's keep going here. Here's a 1940 and a 56. So yeah, we'll just keep on checking. These are in nice circulated condition. 57. These are all grading from good to extra fine here. Some of them maybe even into about uncirculated, but this 64, and it looks like extra fine just at the quick glance. Let's keep going. 55 with some corrosion, it looks like. Get a 50 for another 55. That one's got a little red on it, so that's about uncirculated right there. A little luster left behind all that browning there. Not bad. And here's another 55. Let's keep looking here. Ooh, 54. 54s are nice as well. Yeah, young queen. This is really nice. Little red in there. A little red brown. Ooh, this is a nice 56, but it looks like somebody, I don't know, this looks clean to me. Somebody was doing something here. I like the colors, but yeah, that's not, someone did that. Yeah, it's kind of too bad. There's no real luster left on this. When you turn it, it just kind of goes away. And here's another 55 and a 50. So this is George the 6th on that one. 47 with the maple leaf. There we go. All right, this is a really great example. So this 1 cent 1947 was actually struck in 1948. And how we know that is that little maple leaf that's next to that 7. So what ended up happening was India was granted its independence from the British Empire, but the Royal Canadian Mint did not have the new obverse of the penny, of the nickel, of all these different denominations. So they couldn't remove the Emperor of India portion of the obverse. So what they ended up doing was continuing to strike them, but they put this little maple leaf there to denote that this was struck in 1948. And this is a blunt 7. So there's two types. There's blunt 7 and there's a pointed 7, but that is a blunt 7. So I'll make it. Maybe I'll make a video that we can talk a little bit more about them later on. Specific things like that, like with the 47s, but there's a 62. But if you go back and you watch my video on Canadian 10 cents, in that video I feature a 1948 10-cent piece, and I do talk about that a little bit more into depth about the 47 with the maple leaf. But like I said, maybe down the road here I'll make some videos going into a little bit more depth to that. Okay, so this is not too bad for 63. I do have several brilliant and circulator rolls of those, but that's nice. Here's a 59. Also, if you watched last Friday's video with the 1959 hanging, you'll see that there are some die clash varieties of the 59. Here is a 45, 1945. Also George VI here. It's a nice coin. These, like I said, these are all kind of average circulation. These would be great if you're putting together a little book. And as I've talked about in other videos, the Canadian penny is no longer in circulation, so you can't go to a bank if you're in Canada and ask for pennies. They don't have them. Here's a 52. That was the last year of George VI. And here's the Young Queen. This one's a little red-brown. This is kind of a nice example. 1964. Not bad. Let's see what else we got. There's another 65 here. A little corrosion, but it's red-brown. This is yeah, that's true. So 65 was the new obverse with the new portrait of the Queen. And this is George the Sixth again. 62, that's the Young Queen. Here's a 63, also a Young Queen. It's very nice. Here's another 1947 maple leaf. This looks to be another, let's take a look, another blunt 7 there. The pointed 7, so right where the point, it would be almost touching the maple leaf there. But anyway, here's a nice 1939. This is a wartime 1 cent. 65, another 65. This is the new portrait of the Queen. Here's a 58. Here is a 65. That's again the new portrait of the Queen. 62, that's the Young Queen. Yeah. 53, that's the first year of Queen Elizabeth's portrait being on the penny. She actually became queen or ascended the throne in 52, but then her coronation was in 1953. And then here's 60. Here's a 43. That's a nice example of 43. There's a 52. This is the last year of King George VI. Here's a 57. Another 57. 63. That's a dark 63. Wow. That's, yeah. Yeah. These are fun. There's a 2010. 2005. That's a really nice 2005. What do we got? 1980. Ooh, all right. Yeah, 1985. We got 1974. Nice red brown. Yeah, 1980. Well, same age as me. That's good. Let's see. Another 80. All right. 88. Oh, yeah, we saw those in the last video. And another 88. This is a nice one. This is in really nice condition. Wow. Like that. That'd be perfect for a book. 83. Oh, yes, here's the new portrait. That was started, I believe, in 1990 or 91. No, I'm pretty sure it was 90. Okay. And 1982. 1988, another one. Wow, another 88. And a 79, it looks like. Yeah. 1991. It's a good year. Oh, see, 91. There's that new portrait. And 46. So that's the last one. Ooh, that's got a lot of corrosion. So that's King George there. Okay, let's get right into these. This is a nice, well, hopefully it's a nice 1907 large cent. So 1907 was a transitional year, if you will. Most of the large cents were actually minted in the London Mint for Canada. But in 1907, there was actually two different mints. There was the Birmingham Mint Limited, which is a private, it actually, I think it closed in 2003, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong there. But anyway, it was, so if there's an H on here and there is not, so the H would be right below the date. And why is that significant? Well, that was produced by a private mint, the Birmingham Mint. And they, I think there's only 800,000 of them minted. It makes the coin be much, much more valuable. So in this condition, from the London Mint, this 1907 is probably worth about $3 to $4. If it was from the Birmingham Mint with the H there, it would be closer to a $20 coin. Then briefly in 1908, after that, everything was produced at the Royal Canadian Mint. Well, let's get into this coin. So he wrote medium date, small leaves. That's not accurate, really. It's large date or small date. So he's partially right. So this is probably a small date with small leaves. And that would probably make it an obverse 3. And we're going to take a look here. So, yep, you can see that the leaves are small in the sense that they if they were the large leaves, they'd be taking up almost touching the rim of the coin, touching the denticles of the rim. And this is actually a really nice condition. So let me show you how this is. This is definitely an obverse 3. If you look on the right-hand side of your screen here, you can see her chin and that kind of jowl that she has on her cheek. So that right off is the big tell of that this is an obverse 3. So take a look at the coin again. You can see that jowl. She's got that double chin with the little kind of jowl of the cheek. So this is an obverse 3. There's some other identifiers here. Here's some other ones. You can look at her upper lip and you can see the open C. These are like little nuances, but I always find that if you look at the chin, you look at the cheek, you usually can figure out the obverse really fast. And then if you're not sure if the coin's really worn, you can use these other identifiers to help you figure out which obverse it is. And again, if you watch my video on the online tools for these, you can find all of this online and help you if you do get into some large cents, or if you get given some large cents, or you pick some up in a collection that you bought. That's another resource for you to use. There is a repunch T on some of these. So let's just check to see, and it does not look like this has been repunched. Let's just take a little closer look here, get this to focus, and we'll see. And no, I don't think that's been repunched at all. So you'd see some doubling there, and I know it's kind of hard through the dirt, but I don't see anything really noticeable there. So let's just keep looking here. This is actually a really nice condition. He said very fine. I tend to disagree with him. It looks really nice. I would put this in the extra fine. And the reason why is because along this rim around those leaves, you'd see a lot more wear on the leaves. Here's some examples of this small date and small leaves. So see how far the leaves are from the denticles from the rim, and how far they are from the dots of that inner ring. If it was a large leaf, it would be taking up all that space. It's very noticeable. It's not a nuanced thing. It very much, the large leaves just take up that whole space. They almost touch the denticles. Anyway, well, that's enough with that one. That's a great coin, though. And then here is another little envelope here. Oh, I should say with that, with the large leaves, or sorry, the small leaves and the small date, that's probably an extra fine condition, about an $80 coin. Yeah, I would put it right around there. Maybe a little less, depending on if somebody really wanted a nice quality coin for their book. Obviously, if I went and got it graded, it might go for a little bit more. But it depends. You have to find the right person for it. Oh, there's quite a few in here. So let's see if they are all 1910 or 1919 and 1918. So here is George the Fifth. Let's see, 1919. Yep, this is a nice example as well. I will be doing some videos later on these that with grading. But this is a nice example. That's a nice year. That was from the Royal Canadian Mint. So anything after 1908. So this is 1910. So this should be Edward the Seventh, and it is obviously. This is another nice coin here. And what else we got? Here's another George the Fifth. So is this the Yep, 1918. Again, that's not a bad condition coin either. And then this is nice, an 1893 with some red there. Wow, this is a Queen Victoria. This is not bad. I don't think this has been cleaned either. I think it's just, yeah, this seems to be a little something under there. That's a really nice example. This is a nice grade too. They only minted 2 million of these. It's not a scarce coin though, so don't think that it's really expensive. But it is a nice coin. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you learned a little something. And until we meet again, I hope that you all stay safe and that you continue to enjoy.